Okay, so today we're coming in with another short film review by the company and YouTube channel Million Youth Media. So I just want to say that the idea behind this short film was really nice, and it's actually nice not to see a short film that includes youths or reflected or about youths that contains sharp objects. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. That near enough every short film now known to youths has to have got to include like some type of knife crime or some type of full-on fucking violence. Like, honestly, it was really nice not to see that for the first time in forever. Like, genuinely, coming from me, who has like the only time I've ever carried a sharp knife was in my kitchen. That's preparing a meal. Like, I feel like a lot of stereotypes on youths nowadays are that they carry knives, they're very violent, you know, because of all these short films that are just like the main same topic. I think the actors were brilliant. I think it was really believable. You can tell that a majority of the actors did put in a lot of method acting for these scenes, or even tweaked a little bit of method acting before they actually had made it. The one thing I did like with this one as well was the framework. I really liked the framework with this one. I like the fact how it wasn't actually based around gang culture like it always is. Like, if you see like the majority of Million Youth Media's short films, they've always got the same actors like Jovi and Wade, and you know it's usually aimed around a black audience. To be fair, not a black audience. It's usually aimed around like black people. To be honest with you, and that ain't me being racist. That's me being truthful. You know, I mean, look at every short film. It's always usually been like, when do you ever see a white person in most of their short films? Like, this isn't a race thing at all. This is just the comic truth. So it's actually nice to actually see them use, like, work differently type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to see that. I feel like they did base it around a different area, because a lot of their stuff is based around youths who are brought up on estates and stuff like that, whereas this one seemed more or less like a nice like a crescent, maybe like a cul-de-sac type of area, maybe a very broad opened area. Like, you could see it was in the suburbs, but it wasn't nowhere near like an estate where it was all enclosed and like a different environment to the actual outside world. So the first things that you do see is how Nadia is, one, towards the people in her class, two, towards her lifestyle choices, and three, her teacher. So the character of Nadia is a total bitch. Like, let's be real. But you can see that she can be friendly, but you can see how her lifestyle choices and just the fact that she's had a bit of a rough path in her life and stuff like that, you can tell that it has mildly changed her as a person and has affected her life at school, her family life, and just her connections with people around her. Her surroundings, you can just tell that they're either off-putted by her or she's off-putted by them. And the majority of the time they're off-putted by her, but she is also off-putted by them. Like, there is no really difference, to be fair. But yeah, I think the characters, especially the two main characters of the teacher and Nadia, I definitely think that they had a great connection when filming, and you can just tell that they would have had a great connection as meeting as actors as well and coming into film. I think it was nice, the scenes they had. I think it was very nice. The special effects and just the overall creativity with this was so inspiring to one that likes to make his own short films and documentaries and series, and also as an actor himself. So it was really nice. Like, as soon as like she mentioned, how do you know about all this and stuff like that, all this child homelessness stuff, and instantly you see pause and it just goes into the teacher's background story. So it also just shows that you never know what people go through. You never know what happens behind closed doors. And there was actually a rap that I listened to by a guy in America called Lyrical Rap once, and it's like, it was a song about you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And the truth is that you never do know what goes on behind closed doors. So it was nice to see that he knew exactly, because it was true. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, if I saw a child homeless, the first thing I'd think of was to call social services or was to try and talk to the child. But you can see that the teacher definitely knows exactly like the steps to build the self back up again, and knew that the road towards like the light was just, he knew exactly what he was doing. And it was nice to see that. It was nice to see that he was there for her, and then she came round to him towards the end of the film. Also within the family, I feel that her home life definitely was not a good thing at all. I think it was an absolute crisis, and you can see that the mother was worried at certain scenes. For instance, when she poured a bottle of vodka over her dinner, her mother claimed to have spent 2 hours making. That does not look 2 hours made. I'm sorry, but I'm very judgmental of food. But yeah, you could see that the younger sister, kind of follows in her footsteps, and that instantly worries the mother. So the mother has to be like, "Get out, because I'm not dealing with this no more." So then we just see Nadia basically move on in her life, and then you see her studying, you see her with her study books, you see her actually with a smile on her face, and she's in her own civilized environment. I love it all. Sorry, what? I love at the end of usually Million Youth Media's films is that you always post the facts. I need a sip because my mouth's getting very dry. Like a gulp, not a sip. But yeah, the one thing I love at the end of their short films is they always post about 30 seconds of facts. And the facts behind this one, the main fact that pointed out to me is that 150,000 children, 150,000 cases of children are reported as homeless every single year. And I believe this film might have been made about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, so that number may have tripled by now, if not quadrupled. Which is very, very upsetting. I love it how they got a message out by this one, but I'm not going to be rude, but comparing this to the last one I watched, which was Deep Hit of Million Youth Media's films, I think this one was a lot more stronger with the actors, with acting in general. Like the other one just seemed like they were filming a group of friends, like there was no acting behind it. But this one, you can really tell that a lot more work was put in. I myself say that anyway. And I really actually enjoyed this one a lot more. And I think a lot more time and a lot more detail and just a lot more... I took a lot more from this one, basically. Not that I've ever gone for anything like that, but I just thought as a person, as a youth, as someone that is reviewing this, I took a lot more from it. So that was another one by Million Youth Media's Productions. Leanne, hope you enjoy this. And I will... She knows what this is. I'll see you very soon.